So what's up, everybody? Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. This just came out like 5 minutes ago from Ed Boschett from Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger just told me I don't care about my pay at all this year and is willing to restructure a contract that has a 41 million cap hit for 2021 that includes 19 million in bonus and salary that can be structured. Ben told me he went to the Steelers first about restructuring his contract. I want to do everything I can and made that very clear from them from the very beginning that it was my idea to basically help the team however I can this year. More Ben Roethlisberger. Just now, to me, I am pretty sure I want to go one more year because I think I can do it and give us a real chance of winning. So that's big news. Ben Roethlisberger just told me we agree with everything Art Rooney said about him returning for 2021 and more. So basically, this just came out today. Art Rooney said that there's no way that the Steelers can bring Ben Roethlisberger back for the cap hit that he has this season. I mean, I've been talking a lot about the cap and the situation that's going down with the Steelers. I mean, it's a $41 cap hit, $41 million cap hit. Steelers are like $35 million in debt with a ton of free agents. So I've been talking about it a lot. So Ben willing to restructure his contract. That's definitely going to be able to help the Pittsburgh Steelers a lot with the salary cap. I mean, he's pretty much a lot of the salary cap. Let's be honest, $41 million is a major hit. He's the highest paid player in the NFL next season, which Ben's great. He's a Hall of Famer, but is he the best quarterback in the league anymore? No, he's not. Let's be real. He's not the best quarterback in the league. Definitely shouldn't be the highest paid player in the league. So him willing to adjust his contract is definitely going to help this team out a lot, especially for next season. I mean, we couldn't get over the hump. We was one and done. We still had a great year at the end of the day. We were 12-4, just couldn't get over the hump. We had a lot of key injuries, Bud Dupree and others. So and we had COVID cases in the playoffs. So this is pretty much big news. Ben Roethlisberger responding to the Art Rooney interview that's been circling around Steelers Nation and Twitter. Basically, I talked about it. Art Rooney said that there's no way they're going to bring him back for that type of money. And Ben responded to Ed Boschett on Twitter, who's a very, very reliable source when it comes to news. Ben and Ed's had a pretty much a long-standing relationship when it comes to the news and media and giving, reports. Ed worked for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Now he works for The Athletic. He's featured on 93.7 The Fan as well. Graduated from IUP. So Ed Boschett's Pittsburgh, pretty much born and bred, has been an insider for the Steelers for since pretty much I can remember. So this is big news. I think this is pretty much true. I mean, you can't believe everything you hear from the media nowadays, but Ed Boschett, I think this is a legitimate source. So let's read some of the reactions on this. I love Ben, but we will not win with him. That's good. AFC North rejoices. Give the Browns a real chance of winning, not the Steelers. Retirement tour like Jerome Bettis. Love to see it. Need to move on and start a new era. A lot of people are saying it's time to move on from Ben. I've been saying it's time to move on from Big Ben. Overrated. Yeah, if Randy Fiegner isn't play calling, so actually he will. So that's some of the reactions from the people on Twitter right there. So it is what it is. Let's see what you guys are saying. Brandon Rogers, Yin's guys, please no, we can't restructure him because he'll be back an extra year. If we let Ben go, we have no one else. Should have let Ben go earlier and got Matt Stafford, to be honest. He's going to have to adjust to the Canada system. We need to sign most of the defense back, let the offense walk. Doesn't restructuring his contract make his contract last until 2022? I don't know. They're basically saying that they can restructure it this year, maybe with the salary. They can push maybe his money to the bonus, like a bonus, a signing bonus or something. So it's not a cap hit. I don't know how that's all going to work out. But Art Rooney basically said that they're not bringing him back for that type of money. So Ben, it's either you're going to restructure your contract, which he said he's willing to do, which is good news for the Pittsburgh Steelers, that he's willing to restructure it and take some kind of a pay hit. pay cut hit, and that gives us an extra year to draft pieces and build a ready-made team for a quarterback that we can draft next season possibly, or go out there and find a free agent. However, they decide to go with it. We got more than 7 draft picks this year. We have 8 or 9 draft picks this year, and if we do lose Bud Dupree, we'll get a comp pick for Bud Dupree, and we're probably going to lose Mike Hilton, so we'll get a comp pick for Mike Hilton as well. So we'll be getting a lot of draft picks. Get a good draft this year. That's how the Steelers pretty much build their teams, is through the draft. So that's good news for the Steelers. I mean, we build through the draft. That's what we do. That's how we build the team, is through the draft. So, we got one more year, get the pieces we need this year. I think offensive line, I said in my earlier broadcast, that's pretty much one of the biggest positions in need. Defensive back, some depth at linebacker, maybe possibly a running back now that Ben's willing to restructure his contract and free up some of this cap space, because that's the biggest problem with this team going into this next season is the salary cap. We're in so much debt, and Ben is the main reason we're in so much debt. He's due $40 million, $41 million. So we'll see how much, he takes $10 million off of that. And then with the Pouncey retirement, with the Vance McDonald retirement, and we might start giving ourselves some money here to where we can actually sign maybe a Mike Hilton back, or I would love to somehow sign Bud Dupree back. I seen a report today that Bud Dupree's ACL, he's on pace. He's having good pace. Everything's going well with his surgery, and he's on pace. He's getting better, looking good. So that would be my most important person to re-sign for the Steelers. Obviously, is Bud Dupree. I know a lot of Steelers fans want to get Juju back. I mean, I would love Juju back, but I think we're pretty set at wide receiver, to be honest. I mean, most Steelers fans might not want to hear that, but I think that's what it is. Doesn't restructure. No, let's see what else. If we can restructure his contract to the minimum possible for this next season only, that's perfect. But it means adding an extra season. I'm not sure if the best move for the future. See, I think there's ways like they can, not 100% on this, but I think there's way they can push the salary cap to like a signing bonus. They can make it to where it's just goes to a signing bonus and not a cap hit. So we'll see. We'll see how they do it. Maybe they give him an extension, and then they split the difference. I kind of been talking about that too, and they give him 2 more years. I mean, but we got to get a good offensive line in front of him. We got to get better at the running game. I mean, I don't know if Ben's really got it anymore. I mean, he had a good year. I'm not going to say he had a terrible year. It wasn't a great year. I'd say it was mediocre. I mean, he had 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, like 3,800 yards. Threw the ball more than any quarterback in the league, but we did have the most drops in the NFL too. So it wasn't all on Ben. There was a lot of drops this season. Deontay had some slippy fingers. Ebron had a lot of drops this year. Washington had a few. Claypool had a few. So a lot of drops this year for Ben too. So he probably would have had some more yards, but still, he threw the ball more than any quarterback in the league. So you got to think he's got to throw for at least like 4,500 yards, throwing the ball more than any quarterback in the league. And we got the new offensive coordinator in place. So there it is. I wanted to go for like 10 minutes. We got like a minute left. So if you got any questions, comments, get them in there. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. This is big news. Ben said he's willing to do the salary cap because Art Rooney just came out with the interview. Ben responds right away through Ed Bochette, who, like I said, is a very, very reliable source for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A very reliable source for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Been a beat writer and a journalist in Pittsburgh for years and years and years. First worked with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Now he's working with the Athletic Pittsburgh. So Ben is the best. He'll do anything for this team. Hope we go all in on Bud Dupree. Yeah, the Titans definitely do need a pass rusher. That's why, I mean, Bud Dupree, I don't think it's possible for us to re-sign Bud Dupree as much as I would like to re-sign Bud Dupree. Other news, I seen Juju was in Los Angeles today, so I don't know if that means anything, if he's putting out subliminal messages. I don't know, but Big news for the Steelers. Ben's willing to restructure his contract. Art Rooney said, "We ain't bringing you back unless you take a pay cut." So I don't know. Is Art Rooney trying to force his way out? Who knows? We'll see how they handle all this. And there's probably going to be a lot more to come. Like I said, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And if you really care, hit that share.